No cross-country road, no stadium. Comrade must be really filled with dumb. I never see more mess. I never see more mess. I never see more mess. And stupidness. You know they build a fish complex in Orient to catch the folks behind the dry river. I never see more mess. I never see more mess. I never see more mess. And wastefulness. You know the airport was to finish years ago. As far as I see, like it's on go slow. I never see more mess. I never see more mess. I never see more mess. And pompousness. But let me go and so ring the bell. Comrade, ring the bell. Who ain't going to jail, they're going to hell. Ring the bell, comrade, ring the bell. While we catch the tail, you doing well. Ring the bell, comrade, ring the bell. This time, man, we bound to break that bell. Ring the bell, comrade, ring the bell. We planning to give you a groundswell. I said to ring the thing, just ring the thing, just ring. Margaret Parsons say you feel she must. Before you blink your eye, case Nelly bless. I never see more mess. I never see more mess. I never see more mess. And worthlessness. Michelle Andrews didn't tell no lie. You jam the poor girl hard until she cry. I never see more mess. I never see more mess. I never see more mess. And you fire Otto Sam, he have no job. Like you want the man to push drugs, thief or rob. I never see more mess. I never see more mess. I never see more mess. And viciousness. But let me go and so ring the bell. Comrade, ring the bell. Who ain't going to prison, going to hell. Ring the bell, comrade, ring the bell. While we catch the tail, you doing well. Ring the bell, comrade, ring the bell. This time, man, we bound to break that spell. Ring the bell, comrade, ring the bell. Vincent Chance go give you a groundswell. I said to ring the thing, just ring the thing, just ring. There we go. No cross-country road, no stadium. Comrade must be really filled with dumb. I never see more mess. I never see more mess. I never see more mess. And stupidness. You know they build a fish complex in Orient to catch the folks behind the dry river. I never see more mess. I never see more mess. I never see more mess. And wastefulness. You know the airport was to finish years ago. As far as I see, like it's on go slow. I never see more mess. I never see more mess.
A big story. A big story. I must apologize to Edelphim. It's a big story. Philip J. Pierre attacked elderly people and tell, a big story. A big story. I must apologize to elderly people. It's a big story.
Hey, greetings, my people. We have a big story tonight. Well, there ain't no big story, but greetings, folks. How are you? How was your day? Greetings, my people. Welcome to the platform. Those of you who are viewing us via the different platforms that we're on, such as our YouTube channel and our Facebook channel. Greetings to our new followers over there in Grenada. How are you, the people of Grenada? And thank you for reaching out to me earlier today. Many of you, thank you so much. Yes. The people of Grenada are not in support of their Prime Minister's statement here in St. Lucia. So greetings, my people. Greetings. Good to have you. How was your day, folks? Here's hoping rather, that you have yourselves a beautiful and productive day. Friends, tonight we're just going to open the lines. I'm not going to hit any major topics. We're just going to have open discussions. We want to hear from you, the people. Tonight we're going to just have an hour of phone calls, calling in. Let us know if you want to report something, you want to discuss something, anything at all. We're just going to open the lines and we're going to have a conversation. Greetings, Alison Georges and my brother Bravo. Greetings to you, Emmanuel and Joanne, all the others over there on our YouTube channel, Wilson and Donovan and all our brethren, Gloriana, everybody over there, greetings to you. Please share the live as you come in and like, and if you have not subscribed to the channel, you need to do so, friends. Yes, it's very important that we build these numbers as we get ready to head into an elections. We do need to build those numbers up by then so that we can understand the work that we're doing here. So please, and those again, last night we had a number of stars. We had, a matter of fact, a star party last night, and I hope that you continue to support through the Buy Me a Book link and also the star system. You got to show support so that we know that we're making sense here on the platform. But greetings, friends. What can I say? I had a very busy day. I had, oh my God, for the past few days, very busy, and I try to keep up with telephone calls and messages. And Reverend, it's just amazing. It's just amazing. With all the support that we're getting out of Grenada, to those who have just joined us from Grenada, those who have subscribed to Caribbean American News, our Grenadian brethren.
Cross country road, no stadium.
And you know what? They said to me, jam him.
Never see moments. Never see moments.
Yes, the Jamaican people are disgusted. The Grenadian people, sorry.
You know they build a fish complex and all.
Wise me, I didn't say nonsense.
To catch the folks.
Hey, greetings, friends. I also had a call from an SLP today. But that call was actually a good call, I must say. Nothing to see here, oh.
Finished years ago.
The heat is on, pressure bust pipe.
Like it's on, go slow. I never see moments. I never see moments.
Pressure bust pipe, eh? Okay, friends, let's get to work here. You know, tonight we're just going to have fun. We're going to start looking back at some of the issues that we have discussed. We're going to take your calls. Don't be shy, friends. Don't be shy. Please call the program. Don't be shy. We need to hear from you, my people. We need to hear from you. Molly Miles, I got fed. Hey, Elizabeth, with your money news. I have some news, I'm sorry. Lawrence here, Sagafet. Listen, my Dudu Beth. Lawrence here, my Dudu Beth. I tell you already, I'm related to the Francis family in St. Lucia. C'est famille Mokila, Jennifer, Martin, Lawrence. Yeah, tout c'est Francis there. Except the one in the house. Marconet Miss Happy, yes, sir. Why is me? Marconet Bukla. I trying to take his position. She said, I try fair. You think we played with desperate? Yes, my friend. So let me just put this up. I have a little person here. Okay, I'm sorry. I know it's somewhere up there. That's my daughter. It's somewhere upstairs. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Sorry about that. Just trying to get her bag. I picked her from school and we went straight down into Brooklyn. Oh my God! Yeah, today was just a rough day. Left Flabo. Tonight is Flabo night. It's Flabo family night. We're going to have talk. How do you feel about what is happening? But let me just set the pace with a short discussion. And then we're going to open the lines. What do you think? What is your feeling on the ground? I need to hear from you, St. Lucians in St. Lucia. Mohalastan Semuno at the diaspora. We want to hear from you in St. Lucia because the diaspora is saying everything is good. You are saying things are bad. We want to hear from you. I have something to tell you also. But here's what happened today, right? The Grenadian people reached out to me today, and many of them are disappointed in the statement from the minister, and he seems to be putting his foot in his mouth very often there in Grenada. Now, for those of us who are hurt about his statement, rightfully so, he needs to apologize, and there is no way around it. He needs to apologize. Point blank. There is nothing else to say there. Because if he invited anyone from St. Lucia within our government, the only guy from the SLP the last time went to Dominica and talk foolishness, fat, we call it, in St. Vincent and Grenada. Went to Grenada, Dominica, and say, it happened in St. Lucia. It's in St. Lucia it happened. It was planned in St. Lucia. Magie to sell. I don't understand when the SLP people, when the Labour Party people gets on foreign soil, you can depale, you can imagine. Look at some of them in the diaspora. Once they leave the shores and they go to a different spot, c'est twaka. Trouble. He there went, gave the people false information, tell them whatever happened in St. Lucia, it was planned in St. Lucia. That went dead. Went on foreign soil to lie on his own citizens. And you know what his citizens did? They clap on. There's something about the Labour, they like to clap. They don't hear, but they clap. They just see movement in the mouth and they clap. They don't care what comes out of your mouth. You call that blind followers. Now, if you look at the United Workers' Party, look at the United Workers' Party. When the United Workers' Party don't like anything in their party, they talk as loud as they can. They keep a lot of noise. Look at what they do to former UWPs who were in the party and were doing foolishness. Look at what they did. They don't hide nothing. They speak their mind, they get over it, and they move on to the next fight. But they will never go on foreign soil to speak ill as a government against their citizens. Mr. Mann, Prime Minister of Grenada, came over and made a mess of himself. Brethren, here's what happened today. While I was going through, now tonight's a relaxing night. Let me lay back and have a beautiful time together as a family. Let's have a family talk. This is us right now. We're going to malpale the SLP and the Grenadian Prime Minister openly tonight. Zafe Nukila. If they want to listen in, Zafe yo. Where? So, But we got to speak a lot of English for our Grenadian brethren because many of them don't support. Many of them are decent people. Many of them are decent people. Yeah? And so we can't pull all of them and label them as in the same condition as their prime minister. So, Philip J. with all the mountain pressure between Sunday and today, Mr. Pear comes now as usual and say, basically, I don't know where that come from. I don't know where that come from. The St. Lucia government, the SRP government, that's not our intention to restrict citizens from becoming prime minister. I don't know where that come from. Basically, that's not, ain't nothing to see here. I mean, where that come from? Again, you see, is the opposition. So, hold, folks. Listen. Oh my God, I need some pills. Brethren, I might have to open this shandy that I have here for over 2 months now on the desk. I went to visit somebody, they give me this. Isa money pour boy sa, but marvelous boy because say Kool-Aid, boy pay rouge. It's red. If it was a different color, mo the guy boy pay gasa because si mo boy sa, na commence ka parler bêtises. So moi just need like you know, like a souvenir, just have it sitting there because cool ça moi pay my boy and kini rouge de nai. Ha rouge. My boy and kini rouge at the dime because moi même pay my même boy sorrel encore. The sorrel must be white sorrel. Ek moi ki ka di ça. My boy ain't rouge. Moi pega the person gave me this like moi rouge yeah. You don't have another color? You don't have a flabo color? You the hour your poco fair. They didn't do the yellow one as yet. So moi just quitter ça là. Ou check li? My boy. Comment moi money bagay là moi pe. Brother, let we enjoy yourself. One life to live, huh? So Mr. Prime Minister is blaming the opposition for the whole racism and the idea of restricting citizens who were born overseas from becoming prime minister. He said, no. I mean, so it seems like the UWP, they're going mad. So they just wake up one day, Chastanet wake up one day, start calling himself white, start calling himself racist, making racist statement about himself. All of a sudden, Mr. Chastanet just wake up one day and started labeling himself with slavery. All of a sudden, it is the UWP that starts this racist tone in the country. And the Prime Minister says, we don't plan to do that. Oh, no, we will never do that. Guess what he did? In other words, the Prime Minister of St. Lucia threw the PM of Grenada straight under the bus. So my question would be, if the Labour Party had no discussion, the idea was never there to restrict St. Lucians who are born overseas from becoming prime minister. We have never heard of that idea, never. Where did it come from? And I suggest you it came from the Labour Party's camp. I have a recording at a town hall meeting right here in New York with the Prime Minister, the first town hall meeting as Prime Minister that he held in Brooklyn. When they said to you that they can't fix your roads because it was raining, I actually taped a Seventh-day Adventist brother. He stood up in the middle of the hall and he spake. The man spoke in the best English that you could have ever find on the place of the earth. And his question was, when are you going to stop people who are not pass laws or change the constitution so that we can restrict persons who are not born in our country from becoming prime minister? I have that taped, but I do not have the file in this building. I have my files separate. I separate stuff. So at another location, I have that archive from that meeting. Where did it start? Now, I told you, St. Lucian, that Philip J. Perry, he ain't that stupid to make that move, you know. They had the discussion, but somebody was too poissé. They were too poissé in the discussion, and so they spoke too soon. And I know what happened because I listen. I'm a psychologist. Whether you believe it or not, I am. Anytime you hear somebody say, I'm speaking on my own, you know, I'm not speaking on behalf of them, you know, I'm speaking on my own, you know that there were a discussion among them. And so the person comes out of that discussion. Maybe they did not agree to push it now. Maybe let's wait for the next term. Or let's wait closer to the elections. But this man maybe said, we got to do it now. We got to do it now. More fashion. We have to do it now. And so the person comes out. And there is never a rest for the weary. And he comes out and he puts out some statement about constitutional reform to restrict St. Lucians from becoming prime minister in St. Lucia. Them fellas the water was tested. The Prime Minister of Grenada did not just come to St. Lucia and make such a statement, you know. Y'all understand that, right? Look at the chain of events. The tape, the voice of Mr. Frederick saying he's speaking on his own and not as a government official. The meeting, the noise makers, and then you have the Prime Minister of Grenada on the same waveline as Frederick and the St. Lucia Labour Party. But all of a sudden, they're pulling back. I don't know what somebody told them. It wasn't me. Somebody had a conversation with them. And so, they're saying now, Prime Minister is saying, it's not me. It's not us. We don't know where that come from. We never, you know how he does it when he tell you he's going to give you 1,500 and then you remind him and he say, me? Show me. And you show him and he say, that's not me. I didn't say that. Listen to the tape again. That's what's going to happen in the future. Huh? Brethren, it's amazing. It is amazing. And we showed you the video yesterday where the Prime Minister, right, when the PM of Grenada said what he said, the Prime Minister of St. Lucia and the Minister of Health started laughing and clapping and shaking their heads in agreement to him. But today, the Prime Minister is saying to us, we don't know anything about that. We didn't say that. It is the opposition who is just saying things. We know that it is not the opposition just saying things. We know that there have been a racist tone that has been set in our country by the St. Lucia Labour Party, now joined by the Grenadian government, the Prime Minister of Grenada. So not only that we have the racial slurs and attacks on a St. Lucian citizen, we have a Grenadian Prime Minister saying to St. Lucians, yes, don't let him become Prime Minister again. Let it be a St. Lucian. The Grenadian Prime Minister don't know what he's talking about. The man tell you, don't let us non-St. Lucian become Prime Minister. Let it be a St. Lucian. One who respects your institutions. And then he went on to say, well, I had the opportunity of being in Canada, but I didn't stay. Well, Mr. Chastanet had the opportunity to stay anywhere else in the world, and he didn't stay. He was Minister of Tourism. He built his own hotel. He have his own business. Man is in St. Lucia. The man gave up his U.S. citizenship. And that's a kind of worm that I don't even want to talk about, this citizenship thing and government ministers. Because really and truly it's against the Constitution of St. Lucia. Your allegiance should only be to the country. The Constitution made it clear. One allegiance, and that is to St. Lucia. I don't remember the whole idea of Chastanet should not be Prime Minister because he can't speak English. The Constitution never says such. The Constitution said that the person must be fluent in English. And prior to the general election, the person must be in St. Lucia for a period, I believe 6 months or whatever it was. There must be, when they're nominated, there must be a resident in the country for that period of time. But some of them don't know their own constitution. They're in St. Lucia, they don't know any of their laws, any of their constitution. They don't make it their business. It's available to all. And also that same constitution which says that there will be a prime minister elected or put in place by the governor general. And it went on and on. But it says that person must be a St. Lucian citizen. Is Mr. Chastanet one? Yes. And it broke my heart listening to Mr. Chastanet give his story, and for the first time he said that, and these are personal family business, and the guy had to come out in order to clear the air. Against nastiness and racism. My wife was listening as we were coming from Brooklyn, and she said, wait, I want to hear the story. And I put the volume up because Mr. Chastanet said today that there was an issue in the family between the father and the mother, same blood type. And so they needed extra medical intervention, especially during pregnancy. He spoke of his brother not making it, dying. Those advancement in healthcare was not in St. Lucia. There are many families who are losing their children right now in St. Lucia because some of the advances in the medical field, it is not there as yet. And I hope, St. Lucian, you learn a lesson you're learning from this debate. The more the SLP open their mouth, is the more a lot of defects is exposed in our country. Ignorance, bitterness, evil. Mother wanting to have children and wanted to have her children safe, did not want her child to be born and die. And I know what it is to lose a child. I buried over 3. We lost 2 or 3 of them, my wife and I. So I know what it is, high risk pregnancy. I know exactly what it is, and the care. Experience it myself. Some of you have not experienced it. Matter of fact, some of you have buried your kids, your babies. And some of you, your children are still suffering as a result of childbirth. And a mother having to choose and went over to Martinique, the closer place, the best that she could have gotten close to her, and went for medical care where Mr. Chastanet, as a baby, had to do blood transfusions to save his life. And how do you repay him as a nation? By telling him he's a foreigner. Shame on you, St. Lucia. Is this what you have become? Shame on you. And we will never forget what Mr. John Compton went through. Yeah? We must never forget. Shame on you, St. Lucia. This is a shameful moment in the history of your country. And whoever celebrates this moment, shame on you too. And only time will judge you. Shame on all who are involved. Shame in the Prime Minister of Grenada. Shame in the Prime Minister of St. Lucia. Shame on those who are clapping. Shame on those who are peddling such bitterness and evil. Shame. It's a very dark moment in the history of St. Lucia. And the world is the audience. And you, St. Lucia, you are the stage. The SLP are the actors on that stage, and the world looks on. Made St. Lucian, those who are not too smart, and those who are brighter, all join in the chorus. We don't want no white man. He's not one of us. Shame on you, St. Lucia. And finally, Mr. Chastanet came out and explained to the people of St. Lucia, and we got it. It's not your fault that you were born in St. Lucia. And it's not your fault. It's not the fault of some parents who had to run to save their own lives during child's birth because of lack of health care in St. Lucia. And today, the big problem there in St. Lucia with Mr. Chastanet and his family and him being born in Martinique, it's a bigger problem in St. Lucia, folks. The issue here is lack of proper health care in St. Lucia. Period. So you guys want to take this to be racist. And you say that you're not nationalists. St. Lucia first. And we see what happens with nationalism to a certain extent in the United States. The Great Divide. Some Republicans don't see any evil in their deeds. We don't want those Caribbean people in our country. We don't want black people in our country. And you see what it does. We don't want Mexicans. We don't want these people in our country and blah, blah, blah. We don't want them. Nationalism. And Trump started it. American first. American first. Let's get rid of these foreign businesses in our country. And let us only buy American stuff. Nationalism that have caused great harm to our country. Where Republicans say to you, this is not your land. Go back to your country. And some who are entitled for citizenship go through hell even though they qualify. And in some Republican state, if you're black, you dare not set up shop there. And even the gays that I don't support, they're not humans in Republican states. They should be condemned to hell. While those same Republican leaders are gays themselves in secret and are being caught with boys. And their wives are leaving them. And the hypocrisy. The same thing we see in St. Lucia. Nothing new. Nothing new. In a country of plenty. And just to remind you, St. Lucians, for those of you who don't understand America and the history of America, some of you don't even understand what America is all about. All you know is you need a visa to come into America. That's all you know. Some of you, all you know is Brooklyn and Bobby's. You don't know a thing about the United States. You come to the United States and you act as though you're in St. Lucia still. You want to have parties all night, disturbing your neighbors. You want to violate laws because you don't know about them, you see. You want to gamble in basements, which is illegal. You want to do OBA all over Brooklyn because you think that you are in Bexon. And so you believe that the United States is St. Lucia, far from St. Lucia, and also far from perfection, you see. And the only thing some areas in New York have is more rats and cockroach than St. Lucia. That's the truth. But at least I can hold office in the United States. I can work with the Department of Elections. I have the freedom here, protected by a constitution. And I trust that the government will not change the constitution just to get at me. I'm hoping that. But you see, there are checks and balances to fix that. Yeah. And so you don't understand the history of this country that you have come, that you are now on. And so you go on Facebook and you spew a lot of illegal garbage. That's what it is, illegal garbage. Like what the Prime Minister of Grenada needs to go and clean up at the nursing home in Grenada. So you spew a whole set of garbage in the land, breaking rules and policies of even Facebook. Facebook have a zero tolerance for racism. I have not reported some of these Facebook lives to Facebook, I pray that some people come to their conscience, come to their right mind. Clear violations of not only Facebook policies, but clear violations of state laws and federal laws. And we continue like we are in Bexon, we are in Denry, or we are in Soufriere. And the world goes on. Huh? And so, St. Lucia, what have you become? Where's your conscience? Where our decency? To use a man's sickness against him and his family. Decisions that many St. Lucians have to make. And I say it again, the issue with Mr. Chastanet's family and his birth in Martinique is an indictment on St. Lucia. And to the many mothers who have to run to other countries to birth their child, it's an indictment on the medical system in St. Lucia. So you guys thought that you could have taken this white thing and wrap it around Mr. Chastanet's neck. You are wrapping it around your healthcare system neck. Because there are people who are dying in St. Lucia from diseases and sicknesses that if you were in New York, you would still be alive. And when I spoke to a doctor, a professional doctor at the Presbyterian Hospital in Brooklyn, he said to me, you know, people live long with medical complications based on their location in the world. So, for instance, he said if you're living in the United States and you have certain maladies, because of the technology that we have, because of the resources that we have at our disposal, they can live long and comfortable lives. But if they live in some countries, and he said some countries like in the Caribbean, they are dead. This is injustice in our world. It is injustice. It is not aiding to humanity. Brethren, and we are focusing on the wrong things in our discussions. The discussion should not be on Mr. Chastanet is a white man born in a foreign land. The statement should be that our healthcare system have failed him and many other families. Many other families. Brethren, every day in St. Lucia, there are families who are raising money to go to Martinique. The same Martinique, you know. Joachim had to run to Martinique when he got sick. He couldn't stay in any of the healthcare system, not even the health center in his community. He had to run to Martinique from the party to his home to Martinique for medical. Same place that they cussing Chastanet off for being born. The same government don't even trust. None of them trust their own healthcare system. Ask Mr. Pierre where he goes for medical checkup. I will tell you he ain't going St. Jude's because he afraid them things will fall in his head. I can guarantee you none of these government ministers go to any of our health clinics where the mongoose bite them like in Grenada or mosquito bite them. They ain't going close to our healthcare system. Many of them bypass the Denry Clinic, the Miku Clinic. They run to stay out of my program. You, they run to they skip the Riso Health Clinic. They skip the Viewfort Hospital, and you know where they end up? At the airport. Airport pa hospital usaf. Me Layoka end up at the airport, and you know where they reach? Barbados and Martinique. Ask Ralph Gonzalez when they hit him with a little pebble, a little stone. The stone looked like a little goat poop. You know where he ended up? In Martinique. He couldn't trust his own healthcare system in Kingston. Yeah? Couldn't trust the one in Kingston, the Milton Kitto Hospital. Brethren, a little stone, he run, fly overnight. I don't know if he's a Sukuya, Majune, what or which, but he flies straight over to Barbados, skip airport, everything, and end up there for a little stone in his head. All Vincentians get their head bust already. I get mine bust twice. Because when we get mad, we pelting stone left, right, and center. Who get caught, get caught. I bust people head too. I ain't boasting about that. But when you're young, ain't no knife and guns. A stone. Big stone with pelting stone left, right. When man get their head bust, they cry, ah, and they run. Run home. Story done. You see them come with a big plaster on the head. But in St. Lucia, you can't even get the plaster, so you have to run. So all them governments in the region talking foolishness. They're not investing enough in healthcare. Why in Grenada there is not a proper healthcare system? Why? Why? Answer me, friends. If you can answer me, fine, answer me. But why? Why every time it's Martinique you're running? Y'all pay taxes in Martinique? You government people. Y'all pay taxes there? You don't? So that's why I say, friends, this Alan Chastanet discussion is a big one. And I'm happy that Mrs. Chastanet took this and turned it around on you all tail. Turn it around on them. It's about health care. It is about access to health care when the people of St. Lucia really need it. It's not about immigration. St. Lucia don't have no immigration problem. If a guy needs to overstay in St. Lucia, what is that? What is thieving from you? Your taxpayers' money? What are they doing? As a matter of fact, some of them contribute more. They are more productive. We don't have an immigration problem in St. Lucia. And if you do, I suggest you close down your tourism industry because all you're bringing in the country is white people. If you want to talk about that. And that's why you should stay away from this color. You see this racism thing? And you're talking about tourism. You think it's Mexicans coming to St. Lucia? Let's put this into perspective. You don't have an immigration problem, St. Lucia. One, John Compton came from Kanawang in the Grenadines of St. Vincent. And I've been there before. Nice place. That's the complexion of most people from those areas there in the Grenadines. And by the way, St. Vincent is much bigger than St. Lucia. Because they're St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Number of chains of islands. Huh? So for you guys to try to use a man's sickness or family sickness against them at this time after they have contributed their entire life to the development of the nation. You are an ungrateful people. Caller, you on the air, Caribbean American News Media. Talk to me.
Good evening, Brother Garfield, and good evening to everybody on the platform tonight. I hope everyone's doing really well.
Yeah, man. Muy fâché.
How are you? I realize that muy fâché too, you know.
You got to get fâché, man.
Muy fâché.
Yeah, man.
Muy fâché. I wish there were like 1,000 of me to march of me. I wish I could clone myself for the march on the 30th of November. Because I think it's time, Brother Garfield and St. Lucians, that we take to the streets again. This time in larger numbers. This time, make it our business to come out no matter what happens. If my car is not working, I'm taking the bus. Okay? Because it's Castries. I am taking the bus. So let's not have any reason why we don't go to this upcoming march. Enough is enough, Brother Garfield. Brother Garfield, do you remember a certain someone referred to as Mongrel in St. Lucia came out on, I think, was it social media or maybe mainstream news, I'm not sure, a few weeks ago, stating that something must be done to stop people who are not born in St. Lucia, to prevent them from being prime minister. Do you remember that?
Mm-hmm.
Because I do. I clearly remember Mr. Mongrel, Uncle Sam, whatever you want to call him, came out and said this even before Philip J. Pierre said whatever he said, and before Dickon came out yesterday or day before on Sunday night saying his nonsense. And Dickon was very careful to say people living in St. Lucia. He did not say born, you know. Did you listen?
I listened to Mr. Mad Max.
People living in St. Lucia. This man didn't want to tie himself down, so he used the word living in St. Lucia. Yeah. Well, if it's people living in St. Lucia, guess what? Alan Chastanet has sat on the how you call it? The Senate.
Yeah.
He has sat on the Senate. He has been director of tourism in St. Lucia.
But this guy is too young to know that, you know?
No, but Dickon is not younger.
He's 47.
How much younger than... That's right, he's not that much. He's not younger than me,
but he's acting as if he have lost his head. He's going through what you call that thing? What do you call it? Alzheimer's.
Exactly. I am aware. I mean, he didn't live there, so he might not know the nitty-gritty of politics in St. Lucia. He may have studied more of Grenada and St. Vincent.
But I don't know if he understands Grenada either.
And the Grenadians. However, he said Alan Chastanet, let me just continue, was our Minister of Tourism. He was also the Director of Tourism. He sat on the Senate. He was a part of Sir John's cabinet. He was the Prime Minister of St. Lucia and the MP for Micoud. He is still the MP for Micoud South and the opposition leader. He also has his home in St. Lucia that has been existing for eons. His wife went to school, was born in St. Lucia, from what I know, maybe she was born in the UK and she came back, her mom came back when she was a baby. But Raquel went to school here in St. Lucia. She went to the convent. She was a couple of years ahead of me at the convent, need I say so myself.
Who is that?
Mrs. Chastanet, Raquel Dibole.
Okay, good. And by the way, the Dibbles are nice people. As I told people, I used to go up there to
The
do
Dibbles-
gun practice on the hill there in Castries.
That's right. The Dibbles own bottlers. You know how long bottlers
Nice people,
has
man.
been in St. Lucia?
Oh my God.
Her sister and her brother went to school in St. Lucia. They are St. Lucian-based families.
Yeah.
They own businesses here. How dare them say that you have to be born in St. Lucia to be the Prime Minister? Tell Richard Frederick, go and get his daughters in the People's U.S., United States of America,
These fellas don't know
and
what
bring
they're
them
saying.
back to St. Lucia.
Yeah.
Understand?
Yeah.
Bring them back to St. Lucia because they're out of place to want to go. And I dare them to try and pass this, to go and meddle with our constitution
They ain't passing
and
nothing.
try and change it.
They ain't passing nothing. Trust me, they
Sorry?
ain't passing nothing. They're not going to pass nothing.
I dare them. And let me tell you something, Brother Garfield, and everybody listening. You realize that the heat was on Richard Frederick about this maneuver issue and underage and going to school and everything else, right?
Yeah.
That they had to come and change the subject. They had to come and change the subject and make a big deal out of it to take, because they know St. Lucians have a short attention span. So we're going to leave that alone now, and we're going to go and deal with, how dare them try to everything they've tried to get Alan Chastanet out. They haven't been able to do it. So now that's their final way of doing it, because they know that they're going to lose the upcoming election. That if one Chastanet is there, he's going to win the election.
Well,
So
the
let's get
SLP
rid
called
of
me.
him
The
by
SLP
any
called me
means
today.
necessary.
The SLP called me today, and the SLP told me that the elections is not going to be called next year.
Brother Garfield, we are going to have early elections. So the SLP who's saying what he's saying is going to be called in December. No, it's not going to be called in December. We will have an election next year in St. Lucia. If we would not have an election next year in St. Lucia, Deacon would never say vote SLP. Neither would
Ralph.
Brother Ralph in St. Vincent say vote SLP.
Well,
Why
I would
are you
expect-
telling people to vote when we're 2 years and a few months away from an election? Why are you triggering people to vote? Because they know there's going to
But
be an
listen to
early
this.
election
Listen
in
to this.
St. Lucia.
Listen to this, caller. And anything will come out, as far as I'm concerned right now, anything can come out of Deacon Mitchell's mouth, because it looks like he just spew things. Just anything comes to his head, he just say it. Because if he is a lawyer and he have some oomph in the Caribbean, if he understand Caribbean politics and the affairs of the territories there, he will know that Alan Chastanet was not only involved in tourism, but the man was involved also in Air Jamaica. How do you not know that?
And in CARICOM
CARICOM,
and in OECS.
Prime Minister,
Yes.
opposition leader,
So I
senator,
Yes.
businessman.
I could actually name a few places that Alan Chastanet sat for Deacon, if he doesn't know. And Deacon knows. Deacon just came down here. Or Deacon, is his name Deacon or Deacon?
I don't know what it is right
O-N
now,
or
honestly,
something,
because
Deacon?
I am upset with him. Period.
He came here down here. He got a free flight. They probably flew him in first class, gave him a nice hotel. He came to support his brother because his brother sits on CARICOM now, or OECS or whatever that Philip J. Pierre is sitting on. The ECCB as well. I think, isn't he on the board of the ECCB or something? Philip J. Pierre.
Yep.
So he came to patronize his brother, and he just said the crap for saying the crap's sake. I believe Deacon must be regretting what he did on Sunday.
But he's not in Grenada, he's in some other foreign country. Maybe go to ask them for money.
Well, whilst he's in the other foreign country looking for money, your tape from yesterday is apparently being circulated around Grenada right now. Grenada's airways. It's making the airways.
Well, somebody
your
sent me a
show.
clip where I saw one of the Grenadians thing had the program last night on their platform from over Grenada. So they're getting the message, of course.
That's correct. So whilst he's out there, Grenadians are getting hotter and bubbling because they're getting information of what he just did in St. Lucia, which he should have never done. Ralphie was so smart. Ralphie stayed in St. Vincent, and sent a tape, or he did a live recording or something, right?
Ralph Gonzalez would never come in foreign soil and say what he say. He will either say it on his soil through cyberspace.
That's right. Ralph ain't that stupid. Ralph is a mature, seasoned politician. Not that I support Ralph Gonzalez.
Exactly, but he is seasoned.
I do not. But he's a seasoned politician.
He understands.
Dickon just came on the scene. I'm so sorry that he let Pip and Hilaire
and
he
was a good rising leader, man, but he allowed Mr. Pear to corrupt him to the point where everybody is seeing him like they're seeing Philip J. Pear.
That's correct. Because when Dickon won that election, people like me and a lot of others I do not know him personally.
No.
But I was just so happy that a young man
Me too.
had actually gotten up and said, you know what, let me do something in Grenada that will be worth doing. I saw a lot of hope for Grenadians through him.
I don't support his party.
Grenada going somewhere with him when he first won the election.
Yeah.
But now I'm realizing that he's easily swayed, because if you can look at our government here, Philip J. Pierre and Hilaire and stuff, and not know truthfully what's going on the ground in St. Lucia, and come and make that fool of yourself in St. Lucia. Well, Dickon, you better take a few moments, look at what you've done, and try to, you can't undo it, but try to move on doing better and never having to do this in anybody's country ever again.
But don't you think that we're overrating some of these prime ministers in the region?
We are.
Because when I think of even Barbados, Mia, who I love, when I speak to educated Bajans, they say, y'all don't know. Y'all don't know.
Because Mia's agenda is, I'll tell you something. From what I've observed, Mia's agenda is the WHO, and I'll say it, their agenda, the UN's agenda, Klaus Schwab's agenda. And I'm saying it because these are the leaders that they're going to use to penetrate the small islands to get certain things in law, or get certain things into these countries. And Mia is one of those persons that they probably see as, hey, the head, because she seemed to be the strongest when it comes to speaking on the international stage, etc. You know, I'm not saying I don't like her. There are a lot of things about her I like from what I observe, but I'm sure there are things about her that I may not like if I was living
in Barbados. Some Bajans will tell you she's a bully. Some Bajans will tell you she's a bully and she's full of herself.
Yeah, whereas we will see her on the international stage and say, yeah,
because she speaks well.
Knock them down the tube. That's right, because she speaks really well. Let's move on a little to St. Lucia. Look at what we have as the Prime Minister. Every time he opens his mouth, we run for cover. We embarrass. We do not know what to do with ourselves.
This short fella.
Go ahead, caller. We there with you. It's just Philip want to talk.
So, Philip, I'm a short girl, by the way. So this short girl, let's say this short girl. So when we listen to this man, we don't even want to say we are St. Lucian. When we look at the policies, in fact, I don't even know what policies. I do not know what policies they have. If you want to turn around someone who's been in government, etc., someone who's served as prime minister, someone who's served now as the opposition leader, someone who's been an MP twice, someone who's been a senator, someone who's been director of tourism, someone who's worked with Air Jamaica, etc., etc., and the list goes on, someone who owns business in St. Lucia, someone who has his home built in St. Lucia with his wife who is St. Lucian, okay, who's been living here where all of his adult life and his childhood life, you understand? And
These fellas are a bunch
life.
of vagabonds when you look at it, man.
If you want to do that, this is not policy as far as I'm concerned. Now, when you look at what he's doing, 2.5%, shooting us in the foot, shooting us in the head, shooting us in the arm, shooting us in the heart, shooting us in our kitchen. In everywhere we turn, we have a compounded 2.5 adding up to 10% or something extra on top of the VAT that we have to pay. Does this man care? This is a man who has put fuel at $17 from $13 and 69 or 70 cents. Do you understand? This is the Philip J. Pierre who has done this. This is the Philip J. Pierre who made $70 million in excess in taxes last year, and also, we do not know what happened to
and
that
also
money.
the one who told St. Lucians that they are getting free ride in ambulance when that's not the case. They have already been getting free ride.
That's right. I think you still have to pay the $50. Okay? There was a $50 fee on an ambulance.
I think it based on if it's an emergency, it's free, where you move the person
That's
from
right.
a scene or from,
That's right.
to the hospital.
Accident scene or whatever to the hospital. Okay? But if it's something where they have to pick up the person to take them to the hospital to get checked, then I think you pay the $50 or something. So this is the person who is saying that he's subsidizing sugar, flour and rice. When sugar, flour and rice was always subsidized by every government. Whether it be SLP or WP in St. Lucia.
Yeah.
This is a man who's misleading St. Lucia, who is telling lies constantly. And I do not like it when people say, don't say he's a liar. If he cannot tell the truth, he is lying.
The truth
and
is
that
not in
makes
him, then.
A liar.
Yeah.
Okay? He has not one true bone in his body. I think everything in his body is either made out of wood, the frame that he has is made out of wood or out of plastic, but it's not a true human bone.
Sorry, I just been miserable, but you make a lot of sense. Alison George, what happened? You got blocked on Facebook? What happened? Yeah, but you're right, my friend. But let's talk about the economy, right, for a bit, as you're here. I have something to play from Mr. Chastanet that we heard of him. Many of you would have heard it, but we want to play it tonight. Let's speak a little about the recovery. I was doing some research on how nation recover after a major disaster or some pandemic, whatever it is, you know? And I heard the Prime Minister boasting that St. Lucia was the best in the recovery after COVID in the region, after Guyana. He said that.
But listen, look at the years that he pointed. He did not point 2021. In 2021, when Alan Chastanet did not win that election, he left a 12.2 or 12.3% growth in the economy.
But wait a minute. But let me ask you.
The economy.
Not to disturb you, huh? But let me ask you.
Yeah.
If you close down a country, the economy, maybe 80 or 90% of your economy shut down. Tourism, every sector shut down. Nothing is happening.
Mm-hmm.
right? When you open
That's
that
right. So
thing,
the
when
economy
you
is at almost
open,
zero.
when you open the economy, what do you expect?
Growth.
Growth, right?
You must expect growth.
You will expect growth.
But you see, let us hit through COVID when everybody was struggling in the world, including, and let's hit the Caribbean through COVID.
Right.
2021, Alan Chastanet grew the economy through COVID
That's
by
2021.
12.2%. Yes.
That's right.
Okay? That's the end of 20 into 2021. When he left, there was an economic growth of 12.2%. St. Lucia was just starting to the islands were just starting to rebound because when SLP came in, we still had a bit of COVID. It wasn't as bad. It was fiddling away slowly. You understand? Although we saw a relapse and more people died and stuff. But when they came in, Alan Chastanet had grown, and that is why we were second. That is why we ranked second after Guyana, who was first because Guyana discovered oil. Okay? So Guyana ranked first, and St. Lucia ranked second under Alan Chastanet. And I heard Philip J. Pierre claiming that in his statements. And I was like, but how can Philip J. Pierre claim this? This is not his. This is Alan Chastanet's. And if anything, when Philip J. Pierre came in, Richard Frederick assisted him to kill the economy more. Because he closed all the sustainable projects that were going on. St. Jude's, Airport, HIA, the road, all the road rehabilitation projects, everything was shut down by Richard and Philip J. Pierre when they came in. So they actually crippled our economy more. So the growth that he experienced was growth of what Chastanet had already set up. Because these things don't happen the month after you come in, do they? These are set up the year before, so you feel the domino effect of what was set up for you. Why do you think this summer, and this winter season, we're in October now, just going into winter, we've barely seen any cruise ships, any flights, anything happening in St. Lucia? Because Alan Chastanet's work stopped earlier this year. It stopped last winter, April. Let's say April. It stopped around last winter. So this year, because SLP didn't do the marketing that they were supposed to, like Dominique had done, we hardly had any. If we've had 2 or 3 cruise ships in our port, we've had a lot. We had no cruise ship for cruise ship season, maybe one, where the passengers probably did not even disembark. Then so far for October, have we had even 3 cruise ships in port? We would have had 4 cruise ships at one point, berthed in our in Port Castries.
But let me ask
with
you,
endless people through Castries, and we're not seeing that. That means they have not done any work.
but let me ask you, what year did Philip J. Pierre got into office? It was 2021.
21, July 27th, 2021.
July 27th. And he started boasting about the economy in 2022.
21. Go back from 21. He's been boasting the economy.
So he's boasting 21, 22. And the
he's
question,
boasting work that Chastanet did.
right? That's what I'm saying. How do you do that as government? And I mean, I am confused with And let me say to the St. Lucian people, you cannot, no government in the world can compare their management of the country during a COVID crisis and normal times. You cannot compare. So Philip J. is not in a position to compare Mr. Chastanet's leadership during COVID or management during COVID with what he's doing now. Impossible.
And you're very right about that. Because this was a world pandemic. This was not just a hurricane. This was not just a storm. You realize that Philip J. Pierre have not been hit by a serious hurricane. We had a small storm, Brett or whatever. Up to now, the farmers have not been able to recuperate.
Nobody got their galvanized fix yet.
No, they have not given the farmers the subsidies, etc., that they were supposed to receive. And those who did receive it, I heard they received such a small amount that it would not even cultivate 5,000 square feet or 500 square feet of their land. So what sense does that make? And I need to ask Philip J. Pierre, what did you do? Because Philip J. Pierre tend to think that because the government, the governing body has made money, like 70 million in excess, that the country is doing well. You are squeezing $70 million off of people, right? You cannot afford it. You are killing your own, this country's economy, and we do not even know what you're doing with that money. Where is all the money Philip J. Pierre has borrowed in all his budget cycles? Where has it gone? What has he done with that money? What? Youth economy? How many youth got money and how much did they get? And then how can you build a youth economy if the country's economy itself, people are struggling, they can't even buy food? How could they patronize those new businesses? These businesses are going to fold. Young people, I'm warning y'all. If either y'all hold back the money and wait until things get better to invest it in your idea, or you invest it in your idea and hope to succeed, be successful in this economy Philip J. Pierre has created. Because it does not make sense having young people with no business acumen, no business. They haven't been trained properly. They do not have any experience. You give them what, $5,000? What does $5,000 do to start a business? You cannot start a business successfully with $5,000. Maybe you can if you're squeezing juice at home and bottling it at home and printing your labels on your printer at home, but ink is going to kill you. Paper is going to kill you. You understand? Maybe you can if you're doing it that way. But to say you're going to hire somebody and go rent, go get a production unit, well, how can you pay for a production unit $5,000 and all the expenses that goes even into starting a juicing business, for example? That's impossible. That is impossible. So why are you giving the kids that amount of money? What are they going to do with it, Philip J. Pierre? And 6 months from now, they have nothing to show for it. They're going to have nothing to show. Poor kids. I feel for them. I feel for these children. And then you're hiring a whole set of consultants to say that they're going to be the one manning those children and their businesses. Really? Those consultants are going to take money, put in their pockets, and go home. They're not going to be too bothered about those kids. And I say it as if there will be one or two good ones that will do it. But this man, the long and short of it is this man has literally killed St. Lucia's economy. Because Brother Garfield, if you want to boost the economy, what do? You tax people to death to the point where they can't afford, or you give them a breather on taxes and try to take the prices of things down, keep the price of goods and services at a price that people can afford, and let people have spending money. You'll collect a lot more money. People will spend a lot more money, and your economy will grow. But if you're just taxing us, you know what you're doing? You're crippling us. This man is going to run St. Lucia broke.
Let me, sorry, caller. Let me ask our viewers. I'm seeing some issues on our Facebook. I'm seeing some issues there. What is happening to the feed? Are you seeing clearly?
I can't see it because I'm using the phone.
Yes. No, I was asking those who are on the platform. Let me know what is happening there. Are you having issues? I realize that our numbers have grown tremendously over on our YouTube channel. I'm not sure if folks are experiencing any difficulties over on Facebook, or there is a outage on Facebook. I would believe so, because the numbers are not reflecting on my monitor. It's not reflecting what we have online. It shows 26 viewers. So I believe that there's a temporary outage.
Maybe there is, and maybe other people are trying to call as well. So
okay, then
maybe we should be. I mean, I can always call back if nobody's calling, so we can continue this conversation.
Yes, you folks are seeing what is happening, right? The numbers have moved from almost 3 on my monitor to 26 and dropping heavily. So I am not sure what is happening. There should be an outage. Something is happening. And look, somebody just said 113. So something is happening with Facebook, Nectarja. I cannot be 26. Yes, it's now 17. Let's just monitor this development for a minute. I'm not sure if we were hacked or what is happening there. So let's monitor that. And our YouTube channel have just gone up in viewers. There was 64. Now there's 17. So let's monitor that before we move forward with this issue. Another one is seeing 133. I am now seeing 22 viewers. Another one is seeing 149. So something is really happening there with Facebook. I know for sure that Facebook they're reviewing Caribbean American News page. They're doing some reviews right now. I know that. I got notification. It is being reviewed as we speak. And they're planning to, based on my request, they're trying now to push it further out to more viewers and give it full monetization. So I believe something is happening here, and I will have to check my email to see what is going on. But it is now 18. So I am not sure what the actual count is.
Well, maybe you're not seeing it, but the other viewers are seeing what's going on.
Yes, something is happening. Somebody now is seeing 219. Another one is seeing 49.
Well.
Yeah. So, okay. So now somebody says they're seeing 251. So, yeah, there is something happening. Video is sticking. Yes, there is an outage. There is an outage. Something's going on Facebook. So we'll continue with the program still. But my friend, let me see how we can rectify this. Let me review the email. But thank you so much for being here with us tonight.
Not a problem.
Yes.
Not a problem.
Okay, then, no problem. So, folks, yeah, that is an issue there. But the viewers are here. We have over 300 viewers on the platform. But some funny business is going on. Okay, but let's continue. Let's go over to a clip from Mr. Chastanet and the United Workers' Party. It is extracted from News World, DBS News World. Credit goes to them. Just bear with me, folks.
Anyone who is not a St. Lucian by birth from contesting in local elections. He believes that the plan is being considered with one person in mind, the UWP's leader Alan Chastanet, who, though a naturalized citizen, was born on the neighboring island of Martinique.
We know that Richard Frederick was brought into the Prime Minister's office, among other things, to be the Prime Minister's #1 most vociferous defender and advocate. And so he very often is the one who espouses the policies of the St. Lucia Labour Party. So when Richard Frederick
publicly makes comments about altering our constitution, we know that he's speaking for the Prime Minister as an official in the Prime Minister's office, and that it is an intention of the St. Lucia Labour Party to make good on those sentiments that are being expressed.
Chastanet's legitimacy to participate in local elections was also raised by Grenadian Prime Minister Dickon Mitchell, who spoke on the platform of the SLP's Conference of Delegates over the weekend. His comments have drawn the ire of UWP supporters on social media.
My mother was living in Canada. In fact, I have a brother living there still. But I chose Grenada. So I want all St. Lucians to hear me. When the time comes, make sure that it's St. Lucians who you're putting into office.
Chastanet's citizenship and residency status have been debated since his entry into elective politics. He espouses that while he is not St. Lucian by birth, he has always had the country's best interest in mind.
The Constitution of St. Lucia has language in it to ensure that a person who is going to hold an office of either being an MP or a cabinet member or a prime minister, that their loyalty to St. Lucia is enshrined.
And how does the Constitution do that? It says that you cannot obtain citizenship of another country by your own hand.
It means that you can't apply to be a citizen and declare loyalty to that country and then turn around and want to hold office in St. Lucia. And it's for that reason that when I decided to enter the fray of politics, even though it wasn't elected and it was as a senator, I was a U.S. citizen. And I had applied to become a U.S. citizen. And I gave up that citizenship to be in compliance with the Constitution of St. Lucia. So you cannot serve in the realm of politics in this country and have mixed loyalties in that regard.
Prime Minister Philippe J. Pierre, meanwhile, has responded to the UWP's claims of the amendments to the Constitution. He asserts that there is no truth to this.
The opposition, as usual, are spreading the red herring. The opposition is desperate. The opposition has lost its way. And I want to assure the political solution that there has never been any discussion about changing the Constitution as far as we are concerned. When we altered the Constitution for the Caribbean Court of Justice, we gave the prerequisite 90 days. Constitutions are not changed like that. So I think it is disrespect to the people of St. Lucia for the opposition to be peddling these untruths.
For the DBS News World, I am Zane Romulus.
So, I mean, folks, first of all, Mr. Pierre, the opposition is not disrespecting St. Lucia. It is the Prime Minister of Grenada that you brought. And let me just say, how is the opposition spreading propaganda, red herring, lies? And I keep asking these questions. How is it a lie? When you sat in your meeting on Sunday clapping and laughing and looking at each other like, you see, we discussed it. Yeah, man, look it, yeah. How is that possible for you, the citizen Lucians, that you guys never had such a discussion? How is it possible? So I see the strategy is to run ahead and say everything the opposition says is lies, to cover up the lies that you fellas are peddling in the country. Folks, I don't know what to tell you, folks. But this to me is a problem. It is a problem. And the sooner we realize that we've been had, bamboozled, hoodwinked by the St. Lucia Labour Party, the sooner we wake up and realize that what is being said to us, we should take it with a pinch of salt and some sugar at it too. Huh? Now, let's go back here for a minute, huh? Because I can't believe what I'm hearing, honestly, that the United Workers' Party just got up and started spreading propaganda about citizenship of St. Lucians, and whether if you have a citizenship, you can become prime minister. This came from your camp. This came from your camp, not the United Workers' Party. And look, the former prime minister made it clear that he surrendered his citizenship in accordance with the Constitution of St. Lucia. That is respect for the institution. That is a man who respects the institution of the country. That's a man who respects the Constitution of the country. And he did not wait for anybody to find out that he had citizenship in a foreign land. He came forward and he declared it. And you saying this man don't care about the Constitution? Do you know what a U.S. permanent resident is, or citizenship? Do you know what that is? The power that comes with it. Do you know that? And the man just gave it up to be in his country. Ask all them fellas who keep in noise in the United States who have citizenship. Ask them how many of them are willing to give up their United States citizenship that they work so hard for. Ask them. Ask them which one. Look at how you had one going mad, almost lose his head over a visa, far less a citizenship. The man gave that up and settled for a visa, a visitor's visa to the country. Yeah? Let's have a conversation. If we want to have a conversation, let's have a conversation. Who is more patriotic? Huh? Who is? So look at your healthcare system, sir, that you dodge at every turn, and your members have their regular checkup. They don't go. They have their regular checkup overseas. They don't go in any of your medical institutions. They ain't going there. But one thing I want to tell the Prime Minister, though, you got to stop misleading St. Lucians and telling them that you grew the economy in St. Lucia. My question would be, what did you do to grow it? What? Sell the Bonanza land and buy another building? That's what you did to grow it? Leave all the roads in nasty and dangerous conditions? That's how you grew it? High gas price, that's how you grew it. 2.5%, that's how you grew it. Shortage of sugar and rice, that's how you grew it. What did you do? How many tourist boats you brought in this year? How did you grow it? What policy enabled the growth? I'm asking the question. I don't know. Wise me. I'm asking because the brother said that he, when the SLP policies, grew the economy. So please tell us how you did it. Stopping major projects, road projects, costing the government millions of dollars. Now I hear there are roads in St. Lucia that will cost triple and flipple the cost. If that's a word. That's a new word that the SLP will invent. Flipple. Why? Up to now, the airport. What's going on at the airport? How did you grow the economy? By giving away our ports to your cabals, friends, family, and foreigners? Your FFF? How did you grow it? By going to Bank of St. Lucia and taking the people's money to give to a foreigner to build in your country? That's what you're going to do, you bunch of hypocrites. We got you. We got you in check because Cabot was a big deal. And but yeah, when you see it's time for us to play back all your hypocrisy, quiz Skype is Manikukai mothers. Brother, behave yourself. Maniku will bite you. Maniku is going to bite you all. When we are ready to play back all the garbage that have been said in this country, it's going to be a shame. Because you said, I never see, I heard him, I never see. And it's the way they speak, you know. They convince themselves that what they're saying makes sense. You ever see somebody convince themselves? They convince themselves all by themselves that what they're saying make a lot of sense. So they say, well, horses before hospital, and Cabot came and took all our monies, and they borrowed money. They came without money. Which investor comes to St. Lucia without money? And we've Chastanet don't know what he's doing. Which investor comes without money to invest in St. Lucia and take all our taxpayers' money and blah blah? You hear them. You hear them. They have never seen it. Oh, it's the worst. So we are going to put St. Lucians first. And them fellas were so right, you know. When they said to you, they're putting St. Lucians right first. All their family and friends first and associates. This one is this one lawyer. This one is this one banker. This one leaving the government service to go in with DHL and a whole set of commerce. All of them trying to get piece of the pie. The deal is too good to let go. So my cousin is a lawyer, my girlfriend have a business, my buddy over there have a little hobby shop. Everybody's going to benefit. But only the labor. The whole government will benefit from DHL, except the St. Lucian people, the St. Lucians. Now, I'm not saying them fellas are not St. Lucians, you know. But we watching them. Bunch of hypocrites going to the Bank of St. Lucia to take the people's money to go and give a foreigner to build their own port. Hypocrites! Bunch of hypocrites. Yeah. Caller, you on the air. Caribbean American News Media. Yes, Sakafet.
Evening.
Good evening, my friend.
Pastor Garfield.
Yes, yes.
Did I actually hear Philip Pierce said that this never came out from the government of St. Lucia?
Somewhere turn we. I had to clean my hair twice.
Hey. Pastor Garfield, you know what's happening to Philip Pierre and the Labour Party now?
The holes that they dig, they're falling in it. Yeah, confused.
They are confused, and God's wrath is upon them.
Yeah.
Philip Pierre said that never came out from the St. Lucia Labour Party and the now government of St. Lucia.
Mm-hmm.
Philip Pierre. Philip Pierre. Pastor Garfield, you see the fact that the United Workers' Party pushed back on the crap that they have been saying there?
Mm-hmm.
And people's eyes are now opening, and we attacked the Grenadian Prime Minister for the nonsense he came and do there on Sunday.
Yeah.
Everybody now is realizing what is happening.
Yeah. Yep.
Mr. Frederick, I have a voice note. She called in on us when? Sunday, I think? On his last week Thursday.
Yeah.
There's a voice note circulating around saying that he is going to see that they go through the Constitution and prevent the gentleman from running the election because of that same issue.
Mm-hmm.
So what is Philip Pierre talking about? Even if he said he's not doing it in the capacity of a minister, but isn't he not still a member of the Labour Party or serving in the cabinet of the St. Lucia Labour Party?
Question.
St. Lucians have to see, by God's grace, St. Lucians have to see what God is showing them. And for the past 28 years, Philip Pierre have been lying to the citizens of St. Lucia. And when someone call him a liar, the Labour Act, they're always in front. Now you can call the Prime Minister a liar. A liar is a liar. And when you go through the Bible, God doesn't sugarcoat it and say he misspoke. He called you a liar. He said a lying tongue is an abomination unto the...
Yep.
We're going to see it unfold.
Yep.
We will see it unfold. The humiliation and shame. That is God's wrath. He tell you when he shine his light on you, people will see your nakedness. And it's coming. St. Lucians, fasten your seatbelt. Because it ain't gonna be a nice ride.
Okay. Wow. Fasten your seatbelt.
It's not going to be a nice ride. And come the 30th of November, it's not Alan Chastanet that is calling y'all. God is using him to tell y'all. It is time to stand up. And if you want to sit your loyals down, sit it down. If you want to see the might of disobedient children, sit yourself down there and don't make a move on the 30th of November. Have a blessed night, Pastor Garfield.
Thank you, my love.
I am watching.
No problem. Thank you. Folks, yes, for those of you who are concerned about the sudden number issue, I just got reports here that Facebook is reporting in the last 24 hours outages, which means that there's a problem with the number monitoring. We have 300 viewers on our Facebook page and 145 on our YouTube channel. So there is an outage there with Facebook. So it was reported within the last 24 hours. There is an outage. Once you can hear me, just let me know that you're hearing me. We'll continue with the program. The fluctuation in the numbers, it's internal, and it will be, I'm sure, fixed by the end of tonight. Facebook is very fast in correcting these issues, all right? But thank you so much. Now, Facebook, YouTube have just gone over 151. 151. So, yes. All right. Yes, so we are still on our stream. Yes, they're hearing. All right. Okay, great. So let's continue with our program. So, and Alison is right. How can you come and speak to St. Lucian people by telling them that you don't know where it's coming from? Basically, you never know where anything is coming from. Huh? You never know where anything is coming from. It came from your camp. And I'm happy that the Prime Minister came and he cleared it up and he said they have never had. Well, we know you had a discussion. Well, we will listen to you for tonight. You said you never had that conversation. In other words, you will not do that. Oh, no. That's what the supporters want, of course. That's what the brother wants. You know who I'm talking about. Let's just erase Mr. Chastanet from the history books of St. Lucia. Something that is totally impossible. You can take his pictures down. You can take all his pictures down. But he will always be known until he's appointed by the he's sworn in by the Governor General of St. Lucia as the next Prime Minister of St. Lucia. His name will ever be there. And history have recorded this moment. That the opposition that Mr. Chastanet faced in this country, in the region, was because of his skin color. Racism. History will sketch it out. And thank God I am not part of that. Thank God that I'm not part of that garbage. And St. Lucia will rise. St. Lucia will be at her best. You see, St. Lucia always survive. And you know the history of St. Lucia. That after the SLP is elected, the people of St. Lucia brings in the United Workers' Party to clean up. Ever so often, you are reminded of that. Something happened, I don't know what it is. We couldn't borrow anymore. You remember the days, every project in St. Lucia was cost overrun. Every project cost overrun. You remember that? Do you remember the hardship? And this hardship is not new to St. Lucians, you know. This hardship always exists during the reign of the St. Lucia Labour Party. Yeah? And no matter how Mr. Pear tried to distance himself from the normal SLP, the Kenny Anthony's SLP, because it's not everything Mr. Pear supports that Mr. Anthony did, you know. Mr. Pear will tell you he didn't know about this project, he didn't know about the seabed, he didn't know about a lot of stuff that took place in St. Lucia under Kenny Anthony. If you listen to him carefully, he will tell you this Labour Party, his Labour Party, under his leadership, impacts Kenny Anthony. Kenny Anthony proclaimed that they were corrupt politicians and criminals in government. And police personnel who are dangerous to St. Lucia. He made that proclamation. Don't forget, St. Lucians. So they can keep all the noise that they want until their throat runs dry. I can tell you, friends, the truth will ever remain the truth. Yeah? It will always be the truth. And history don't lie. History is history. Whatever you say goes down in the history book. And the possibility is there that whatever you should have said that you did not say can go down to your silence, your deafening silence can go down into the archives of history as consent and support for what is happening in your country. There are too many silent St. Lucians who should be speaking up now. Many of them, are just ashamed to speak up. They have said so much. They have said so much that they are burning inside. They are whispering. When these professional people get into their little hole to drink their whiskey, in their little underground tunnels, and they close the door on the vent system so nobody can hear, and they take away each other's phone. Oh, they have a field day. But when they get up above ground, you pay palais because they are ashamed. And history recorded every word some of them uttered. Every word. History sketched it. Yes. Those words are true and faithful. They can't talk. Because you see, the UWP have a machine that goes into history and pulls out all their famous saying and throws it back at them. Ekyoka sote. Ekyoka fashe. And the only thing that some can do is to keep a hold of the noise to drown out the discussion. But you can't run from the discussion, because there are policy decisions that you have to make now as a government. Decisions that the United Workers' Party administration had to make tough decisions. Now you got to make those decisions, but you are afraid to make these decisions because you have said a lot that have echoed through the history, the corridors of history, and landed on permanent rock. Now, you got to make serious decisions that will either benefit the lives of St. Lucians or be a burden to them. You now got to make decisions to fix your roads. And I hear Mr. King say to the St. Lucian people, well, it's not easy to maintain our roads. Yeah, you are the man who are in charge of fixing the roads. The roads was not Alan Chastanet. That was your responsibility, Mr. King. And now that Mr. Chastanet is not in the ring, the Labour Party has given you grace and they have allowed you to be yourself and to express yourself because you said to them you were in bondage under Pharaoh, Chastanet. And you could not do what you want and people were interfering in your ministry. Maybe, sir, it is because if they did not interfere, then the whole of St. Lucia, when you look from the sky, would just look like a whole big pothole. St. Lucia National Monument will turn from the pito to a pothole, and the biggest in history. And so now, Mr. King, from the north and the south, the east and the west, people are dying on our roads, and the government says that pedestrians who hit people on the road and kill them will be charged 5,000 or they will be sent to jail for 5 years or maximum 10 years. But the question is, who will send the Minister of Infrastructure and the Minister of Finance to jail for not giving us safe roads to travel on? That's a question for you, Mr. King. Talk about policies that we have seen the best recovery. What is the best recovery, sir? What policy brings the best recovery? What policies brought it? You do not spend money on our roads because from the time you got into power, it's raining. It haven't stopped yet. Whether it's raining in your head or wherever it is, then you, sir, the buck stops with you, not C.O. Williams. Yes, Mr. King, it's time to lead. And our roads are at its worst. I saw some holes in some roads in Dennery, friends. There's an area in Dennery. When you pass the field going up the Church of God, heading up there to the Dennery bus stop, brethren, in that area there, every time I travel with the people rental kind that area, Nafashi. Brethren, you have to dodge is to get away Tusa, Atwe Tusa, get away. You have to choose which is the best hole to go into. Sometimes you make the wrong choice, and you can hear the back of that vehicle crying out in expression. And that because there is no sidewalks in the country, no pedestrian, nothing. People have to walk either in the river or on the bank. You got to make that choice. Whether you're a senior citizen, you are disabled, if you are walking in St. Lucia, you got to decide whether you're going in the river, on the bank, or straight into a vehicle. St. Lucia's road is a hazard. And it's a bad accident waiting to happen and is happening as we speak. So what policy have you put in place to have a robust economy and to boast the best in the Caribbean? What policy? And how long does it take after a crisis for us to experience such growth? When you shut down an economy 2-3 years and you open that thing, it's going to roar back like a roaring lion. Do you know that, sir? Do you know that? Well, I don't know. Why is me? But many of our people have been drinking the red Kool-Aid, you see. poison in their bloodstream. Not everything that is red helps you with your blood count, you know. No, sir. So they drink the Kool-Aid. That St. Lucia is at its best. I got some calls today and somebody said to me, brother, nothing running. Nothing running. Some say I can't see my rep. He's avoiding us. He used to drive through with his glass up in an SLP in the St. Lucia government vehicle, and he would blow his horn, but now he don't even blow the horn. And I heard that the minister is now building a house outside of his community. He's building a mansion now. And so he can no longer meet with the people of his community because he's now a big man. And he's driving big Jeep. And so his community that he was born in is too small for him now. So what he's going to do, and he's in the process of doing, is to build a massive house. And it seems that the only people that are experiencing growth and tranquility in the nation are friends, foreigners, and cabals. It seems that the only set of people that are experiencing the joy and the fruit of the robust economy are those associated with my party and those who were appointed to manage GPH, friends, families, and foreign nationals. Wow, where did we hear that before? History records your statements. Now you got to lead. And most of what you condemn in the past, those are the actions necessary for the forward movement of the country. All that you condemn and label as sin, you got to use to better the lives of St. Lucians. Yes, my friend. Be careful let us be careful what we say in opposition, because one day we will have to lead a country. And just like the Philip J. Perez administration got to lead a divided country, a divided nation, where he told the citizens of St. Lucia that everything was not good. And everything was a bubble. Everything was friends, family, and foreigners. Investors coming without money and taking loans from our institutions. Investors taking our lands. Now investors are taking our port. Now they have taken Port Castries. They're not going to touch it. And St. Lucians can't touch it themselves. My God, the wind have changed its direction. And all that glitters, it's not gold. All that glitters is not gold. I don't know what's happening over there on YouTube, but YouTube is growing like crazy. I'm not sure what is happening over there. But our YouTube channel is just going crazy over there. What is happening, folks? Now, hold a minute. Something is happening here. Let me see. I'm getting an update. Okay. Oh, boy. So, we just got something coming in here on the press, hot from the press. Dubutla, let me see it. Dubutla. We gotta get this over on our main screen. Just bear with me, folks. We have something just coming in here. Let's put it up. Let's get it up. Where's all my technicians and people that we paying thousands of dollars to run the show? Where are they? Where are they? Kosemuna.
This shot fella.
And usher him out.
The sky
Take
is
his
falling.
microphone and usher him out.
I heard this shot fella.
Take his microphone. Just a minute.
The sky is falling.
Take his microphone. Usher him out.
I heard this shot fella.
Take his microphone and
The
usher him
sky
out.
is falling.
No. Take his microphone.
This
Usher him
shot
out.
fella.
Usher him out.
The sky is falling.
Okay. Let's see what's going on here. Let's try to pull this over. I just pull it over from my information desk. Okay, we just got something over from our information desk. Just bear with me, folks. I know you're there, my people. Just bear with me. Okay. So, let's get it up. Wait till I will go off soon. Just bear with me. We'll get off. Wait, lady. Wait. Okay, so let's go over to Grenada now. Let's go over to Grenada, folks. So let's go straight over to Grenada now. Okay, we go over to Grenada.
Public Relations Officer of St. Lucia's Opposition United Workers' Party, Leonard Montoute, has called comments made by the Grenada Prime Minister as on a political platform in St. Lucia unfortunate and shows that what he says is Deacon Mitchell's political inexperience. Mitchell, also into his third year as a political leader and less than a year and a half of being Prime Minister, told a Congress meeting of the ruling St. Lucia Labour Party that they should be careful not to elect anyone that is not born there. It was seen as a direct dig at former Prime Minister Alan Chastanet, who was born in Martinique but is St. Lucian. Mitchell's comment came just as the opposition UWP said the SLP was planning to use its parliamentary majority to ensure only a St. Lucian-born individual could become Prime Minister of this country. Speaking on the narrative Tuesday, Montoute said the Grenada Prime Minister's interjection was interference in St. Lucia's domestic affairs.
I consider, well, he is probably green in the business. I would make the excuse for him and say it's a function of naivety. I mean, he should, as nonetheless, know better than to get involved in St. Lucia's domestic politics to that extent. And as a leader, I think it would be misguided to be making such a pronouncement. Of course, he perhaps was pandering to the St. Lucia Labour Party. We know many that have fallen for their bluff. It was unfortunate that he too was probably misguided by what he had been told by them. But I think as a leader, it is unfortunate to have such a stance because this is not the kind of ideology we wish to push in this region.
Regional political analyst Peter Wickham, also speaking on the narrative, called the Grenadian leader's comments inappropriate.
I think it's unfortunate. And I find it a bit inappropriate. You know, if Grenada wants to go in that direction, which I suspect that they won't, then maybe Deacon Mitchell can want to recommend that. But I think it's inappropriate to be suggesting to St. Lucians that this is something that you want to do, clearly because you're trying to curry favor with the St. Lucia Labour Party that seems to be trying to find creative means and mechanisms of keeping Alan Chastanet out of politics.
There was no immediate comment from Prime Minister Mitchell, who was on a plane Tuesday on his way to Saudi Arabia for a high-level CARICOM summit in the kingdom. He had just returned from Doha last weekend. Mitchell, who has been putting in many air miles in recent months, is also set to go to Dubai for the COP conference later in the month.
Well, yeah. Oh my God! Now, you know the political science guy. I have to Mr. Wickham from Barbados. I got to try to reach out to him to get some predictions from him, and I'll try to do that by tomorrow. and see if we can get him onto the set so that we can have a discussion with him. But this is serious, and Peter is saying, look, it is out. Everybody is shocked. I am telling you, friends, and the United Workers Party saying, look, the guy is maybe still green. He's not learning fast enough, basically. And he's learning the hard way. He's learning the hard way. I think that this guy need to grow quickly, because he's going to make people look at Grenadians as something else. And I'm going to go back again to this clip.
Night. Public Relations Officer of St. Lucia's opposition United Workers Party, Leonard Montoute, has called comments made by the Grenada Prime Minister on a political platform in St. Lucia unfortunate, and shows that what he says is Dickon Mitchell's political inexperience. Mitchell, also into his third year as a political leader and less than a year and a half of being Prime Minister, told a Congress meeting of the ruling St. Lucia Labour Party that they should be careful not to elect anyone that is not born there. It was seen as a direct dig at former Prime Minister Alan Chastanet, who was born in Martinique but is St. Lucian. Mitchell's comment came just as the opposition UWP said the SLP was planning to use its parliamentary majority to ensure only a St. Lucian-born individual could become Prime Minister of this country. Speaking on the narrative Tuesday, Montoute said the Grenada Prime Minister's interjection was interference in St. Lucia's domestic affairs.
I consider, he is probably green in the business. I would make the excuse for him and say it's a function of naivety. He should, nonetheless, know better than to get involved in St. Lucia's domestic politics to that extent. And as a leader, I think it would be misguided to be making such a pronouncement.
Okay, we have a call that is just coming in. Caller, you on the air, Caribbean American News Media.
Garfield, good night.
Good night, caller. Greetings.
Garfield, that's the first time I call your show, right?
First time, right? Welcome.
Yes, but I met you so many times already by in Queens by TP.
Okay.
But let me tell you something.
Talk to me.
I always listen to Anson asking you a line of prayer for the sister that's sick, right?
I repeat?
I will Anson asks you a line of prayer for the sister he have that's sick in the hospital.
Yes.
And I will encourage all my UWP people to join together to pray for that young lady that's sick.
Hold. There is somebody at the hospital who is sick?
Anson sister.
I don't know.
Anson Maxwell's sister.
His sister is sick?
Yes.
This is news to me. This is new.
Okay. And I would ask all the United Workers Party people to pray for that young lady. Not for Anson, for that young lady that's sick, Anson's sister.
I know her. You think I know her? Who is she?
Yes, yeah. She's from Denver. She's from Denver Valley. Okay? And the message I want to bring tonight, Anson, I want you to apologize to me over everything you said to me over. You don't know nothing about that young lady. Now your sister is sick. You're asking men of prayer for your sister. Okay? I don't mind for all the United Workers Party people to pray for your sister. Okay? The same Labour Party supporters, the same Labour Party leaders, you praising, let them pray for your sister. But we the United Workers Party people, will pray for your sister for open heart.
So he asked me to pray for his sister?
Yes, he said, Garfield. He said, Garfield, I want you to come with a line of prayer to pray for my sister.
When did he say that?
Saturday, just past day. I was watching the repeat.
I don't know about that. That is.
But I'm just telling you. I don't know. Only one Garfield I know is you.
Yeah.
You know.
But thanks
I want all the. Huh?
Thanks for telling me, though.
Yes, I want all the United Workers Party people, the voters, to pray for Anthony's sister. But before he come and ask for our prayer, I want him to ask the church that everybody want to defend for the prayer for the sister. But let's separate that. Let's come together to pray for Anthony's sister, please. All the United Workers Party people, let's sit down and pray for Anthony's sister to get better.
Wow. Okay.
Okay. We cannot win evil with evil.
But this, honestly, your call tonight, I mean, I am ignorant about that situation, and my responsibility as a man of God is to pray for all people. And Anson's sister is separate from Anson, basically, as far as I'm concerned. She's in a particular situation and she needs prayer, and that is what must be done. At this point, I regret most of the statements that he made concerning Maneuver and women on a whole, and even Mr. Chastanet, the racism and everything else. I condemn it. But I can never allow that to stop me as a man of God from praying
I agree with you.
On behalf of the sick.
I agree with you, Garfield.
Yeah.
Garfield, I agree with you. But what I disagree with, do not do people you don't know evil.
Yeah.
Talk bad about people you don't know.
That
right. Will repeat on your family, on your child. Yes. Yeah. Okay? You have to be neutral.
The Bible actually calls it shedding innocent blood.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. That's the first time I call your show, Garfield. I met you so many times already by people. That's the first time I call your show. When I heard that man mention your name, Anthony is my friend.
Oh, you know him?
Okay. Yes, I work for Anthony already. Anthony is my friend. Okay. What I met him over by Pippi. Okay. But what Anthony said about Minova was wrong.
Yeah.
You understand? Was wrong. You know? Say things about people when you know what to say. Okay? And I want Anthony, before he call you to pray, I know you have a support to do it. But call the Labour Party supporter to pray for the sister. Because God will not answer those prayers because there's too much evil blood in them.
Yeah.
God don't answer evil, Garfield. Okay? God don't answer evil. God answer real people's prayer.
Yeah. But let me ask you, have you tried to reach out to him to ask him to stop or to cool off on this craziness?
Yes, I will reach out to him. Or I call him 3 times already. I never get him.
Okay.
But I know where he lives. I will go to his door and knock his door and talk to him. And he's my friend. Okay, and he's my friend. That's the first day I want to come to America. He give me a job. You want to pay me $50 a day. 2,000 when I come to America. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. I respect Anson, but the energy he put out there is not good. It will repeat. It's a repeat.
Yeah.
It's a repeat of life.
Yeah.
Okay. He never. I'm not saying things that will upset people that own your life or people that is in your life.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
When a man, listen to what I'm saying though.
Yeah.
When you have a child that passed away in sleep, I'm sorry to say that. When you have a child that passed away when he's sleeping, and you still continue the madness of your life, okay? Why you don't ask yourself why these things happening to me? Okay, what have to change in my life? What circle I in that's wrong? All evil come into my way. Anybody can die in the sleep. Anybody. But a young child, as a father, the head of the house, have to pray for the children. Okay, God answer prayer from everybody. As a father, as a man of the house, God answer prayer of the man. To protect the children. God man, this is all I have to say to you tonight because I got that message from Anston. Okay, I was listening to Anston tonight there, and I just go back and say when I see you live, I said, oh, let me call you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you so much. Your call is very special. It means a lot to me. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Thank you so much. Yes. Wow. That just knocked the air out of me. That call. And wow, brethren. The things that divide us and causes us to lose our minds and our friendship, relationship, things that we allow to separate us as a people, as a nation. And just when we need the spiritual support, just when we need it, the enemy comes and punch us in the gut and have us to lose sight. That call was a good call. And I'm going to call an answer to change course. You can support your party, support your side, but the injection of racism and all the cursing, the saying basically to the public, because you speak with your Bible here and you quote scriptures and talk about God, and at the same time it's filthy language, filthy words, mixing, bringing strange fire with the things of God. And it's an indication when one is not too sure that God exists or he is real, one who is confused about sacred scriptures, the things that have guided us as a people, the word that are hidden in our hearts. And my heart is broken when I saw the level that he went in cursing, and it's not necessary. And people clap, young and old, clap and cheer on. Go, 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 Anson, go. Good job, go, go, go. But there comes a point in our lives when it is only us and either sickness and God, us, a rock and a hard place, and the majority leaves us. The majority, when we need spiritual support, the majority runs into hiding. And it is us and God. This tonight, that call is an alarm bell that goes off in our heads. Let us strive, friends. Let us strive to be righteous. Let us strive to respect others. Let us strive to support our sisters, even when they are weak. Let us be strong. With Mr. Alan Chastanet, when we don't understand him and we don't understand policies, let us hold for a while and respect him as a man, as a human being. And while we can disagree with his policies and we can give him little jabs there like I do with Mr. Pear, but I know my boundaries, you know. How did we get where we are? Injecting bitterness. Let's get rid of the dangerous Alan Chastanet and the F words and the nasty words, and it seems to be feeling good in the moment. But our eternal salvation is more important than the noise in the moment. The blight, the decay, the cursed that are real, the generational blight that we spread around us. Mr. Chastanet does not deserve, as a human being, as a man, as a father, as a husband, to the point, my friends, where I heard on Anson's Live where they started insinuating that Chastanet has a relationship with Maneva Ward and he goes to country with one passport. How do we get there as a nation? How do we get there as human being, as a man? How do we get there? Who brought us there? What evil has brought us there? To that place, that a government minister would flaunt the idea that we should use the Constitution against him, a nation builder. How have we gotten here? That we instigate and encourage a foreign government to come into the country and say to us that one of our very own who have supported us and our families in the country, one who just wants to serve his country, one who loves his country. How do we get to this place of joining with a foreign government to inflict maximum blow to a citizen of the country? How have we gotten to this nasty, glassy state where women refer to other women's private parts? How did we get here? How do we get here in bitterness and hatred? And yes, we can have fun on the platform and go back and forth. I love a good debate. I saw my stepfather in debates with Labour Party people. He said back and forth. But at the end of the day, we're human beings. How have we gotten here as a nation? How did we get here? And I would suggest to you, St. Lucians, that we are not an island on our own. All of us who have sworn allegiance to the flag of St. Lucia, all of us, black, white, Indian, young and old, United Workers' Party supporters and SLP supporters, independent supporters, the churches, religious leaders, non-religious leaders, all are sons and daughters of the great country of St. Lucia. How did we get here? To injecting racism, blight, moral decay, and spiritual decadence into the bloodstream of a nation. How did we get here? Generational curse is real. And whatever seed we plant for another man will grow and affect our children, will affect our families, will affect our business, our jobs, and it will affect us even when we get old and feeble. I have seen friends, even at the point of death, wicked ones got to be tied down because there is no rest for the wicked. Even unto death. How did we get here? How did we get here? Because the United Workers' Party supporters understand the attack on this one man, and because they have rallied together to form a hedge around him. And to get at him, you got to get at every one of the supporters, including me. I have joined that hedge that have been formed around Mr. Chastanet as a St. Lucian citizen. I have joined that fortress. By the grace of God, we will stand by him. He is defective and feeble, needing to be reproached ever so often. He is not perfect. We as the United Workers' Party will form that hedge around him, and we will stand with him. And we'll hold his hands up when he's weak. And when the party decides that he's no longer the leader, whoever comes in next, we will hold their hands up as high as we can. And when we have gotten to the point of becoming so feeble ourselves, a young generation will take the baton and they will hold their leaders up. And long live the United Workers' Party. It's not going anywhere. Might as well live with it. And we will fight at the ballot box, and we will speak on our truths, and we will stand in our policies, and we will believe in what we believe in. We will stand for those principles, and we will not waver like a ship without a sail on the ocean. We will stay firm and committed to this calling. But our leader we shall protect as a party. Because we have seen the fiery darts. And now it has come to the stage of racism. Even his family, his wife is being pulled in to nastiness and nasty ideas. Don't come for me, because I'm settled in my mind. Vision of rapture, I can see where you're coming from, and I can see where you're going. This road many have traveled before, and the history books have already sketched their rock and their hard place. So I say to you folks, settle in. If you're on the train, stay on the flower train. If you're labor, you stay on that labor. But what you will do is respect our citizen, Mr. Chastanet, and accept the idea that he is a citizen of St. Lucia. You will settle into that thought quickly. And we can disagree to agree on policies. We can fight those policies out. We can deal with our health care. We can deal with the roads. We can deal with our poor families. We can deal with our fishermen and our farmers. We can deal with our young people. We can deal there. We can discuss there. We can fight there on issues. But we shall draw a line when it comes to people's family. We shall draw a line when it comes to people's children and their mother and their wives. We will draw a line. And oh, wicked ones, there will never be rest for the wicked. Those who plan to do wickedly, their reward is great. And while I don't believe in this karma story, which is from a mystic idea, I do believe that what a man sow, that he shall reap. And if a man sows righteously, he shall reap righteously. And if he is not the one to reap it, then his children and his heritage will reap it. So plant good seeds, everybody. I'm upset tonight because we are allowing ourselves to hate a little too much. We are allowing ourselves to be led astray in hatred and bitterness. And we are joining with one man's agenda because one man hates another man. Then everybody jumps in, don't understand the fight. They pile on, not realizing that they're engaging in a planting session that they will reap later on. Because like Lucifer in the garden in heaven, wanting to get at Jesus's God's leadership, wanted to strike at his leadership through jealousy and envy, wanting power that was not yet his. He had a good position. He was a good musician, the chief musician. He was a shining angel. He was one of the best of the best. This chief musician in charge of the heavenly orchestra. It was not enough for him, you see. So he started whispering to the other angels in heaven, Jesus is not good. He's a bad guy. He's a foreigner. He's a white man. He don't love you. He don't this. He's hiding things from you. He not good. He not good. And so 1/3 of the angel joined with him. And when their the tree started to grow, they were kicked out of heaven. And the Bible says that Jesus says, woe unto all them who are on the earth, because the devil came down with great wrath. He's upset he didn't get his position. He was thrown out. We see the very same thing. Some people did not get leadership in the party, and so they have conspired to get back at those who they believe took their position. And they have joined with a whole lot of people, and they have pulled a whole set of people with them, and they're planting, and they shall reap what they plant. And that's what I leave with you tonight, folks. I'm going to go now, and I pray God, friends, that we get rid of bitterness, anger, and frustration, and that we stay on the issues that are impacting the country. And when people say what they say, we shall call them out respectfully, but we shall see them as human beings, defective and feeble. And I would to God that we come with clean hands and a clean heart, Molly Mall, and a right spirit, so that we can prosper as a nation. We can blossom into beautiful fragrance. I pray, God, that tonight. My folks, blessings to you. I got to get my mind in a good place. So I'm going to plunge into meditation and prayer. But blessings to all of you, my friends. Boss Lady, good to have you back. My spirit is troubled at this time. Spirit is shaken. Father, cover your people as we go. Forgive us, Lord, as a nation. We've gone so far. Heal our land. Rebuke the evil one. Mend relationships that are broken. Restore our nation. Renew a right spirit among us, O God. And as we sleep, Lord, manifest your glory. Father, I pray for Sinclair, who is sick at hospital. Cover her, Lord, with your precious blood. Forgive her, O God, and heal her. I pray, God, for strength. Even, Lord, as we depart, cover all under the sound of my voice, and may they sleep peacefully. May they experience joy, tranquility. May they experience the peace that passeth all understanding, a peace that the world can't give. Only you can. Please, God, forgive us again. Cleanse us. In Jesus' name. Amen. My people, have a beautiful night, and God bless you, folks. God bless you. Just a spiritual moment we were having there, a wake-up call. Spiritual moment. Spiritual moment. Let's enjoy. These moments are necessary, friends, so that we can detox, so that we can be refilled and recharged. Stand with your leader, friends. Keep his hands up. And together shall conquer. Together. In unity, love, and with national pride, I say to all, we are one St. Lucian, one people, sons and daughters of St. Lucia. Good night, my people. Good night.